Good afternoon, my name is Lorrie. Welcome to my channel. We are quilters. I am so glad to have you here for Blabfest today. I have 8 short topics to share with you. I got all dressed up. I even put in earrings. Being retired is a whole different ballgame. You can hear my husband out there. His hobby at the moment is firewood. He thinks my hobby at the moment should be firewood. Not happening. Not happening. Anyway, he's out there running the chainsaw, so you will be able to hear that in the background, and I apologize. There is nothing I can do about it. So let's get started with the 8 little topics for today. Topic number 1, my blocks from Monday. I told you I was going to work on them and get them finished. So let's do a little tiny block parade. Here they are. The first one that I finished on camera on Monday, the second one, and the final one. And this Monday coming up, I will be doing something different to the chevron stitch on these 3 blocks. Here they are with the chevron stitches already done. Cute, huh? And this one in the corner, I wanted to try something a little bit different. So join me on Monday for Upskill Monday, and we will be doing some extra with that. And then, before you know it, it'll be June, and we will be doing herringbone stitch. Topic number 2, project updates. And I know you're thinking, oh gosh. Well, not really, not much. This will be quick. So I've been working on hand embroidery. Well, not so much this week. So here it is, still the same exact thing it was. I have a plan. I'm going to do that dragonfly next and its little flight path. And I have printed out the patterns for the Jessica Dayan sew along for 2025. She puts that pattern out for free and while she's doing her videos, and then she has it for sale, complete, and I think from Etsy. Her patterns are pretty good and they're well written. So if you haven't joined in on that, you might want to before she puts them all for sale, or you might want to just go and buy the complete pattern from Jessica Dayan. She seems very skilled, and she has other videos too. That's not the only video she's putting out every week. So check out what she's up to. You'll like her stuff. The other sew along I've been working on is the Pat Sloan Grandma's Kitchen sew along, and I haven't made any blocks for either one of these 2 sew alongs for a while, but she's up to week 21, I believe, out of 25, and it's an old sew along from back in 2017, 2018. And she's just dusted it off and put it out there to share so people have a chance to do it with new fabrics. If you have a chance to catch her channel, she has some cute blocks too. Her colorways are very different than the ones I'm going to make. So those are the ones I've been working on, kind of, sort of. I have the pattern for the one and most of the pattern for another one. And I will be getting back to some hand stitching. What projects have you been working on that seem to be dragging along? Share pictures. Inspire us all to get our rears in gear and get some work done. It's okay to share partially finished things. I'm okay with that. I know some people, some creators are not, but I am. You make me feel like I'm getting things done too, even though it might be slow progress. That's better than no progress. Well, it's no progress on that embroidery, but I have a plan. Topic number 3 is the applique project. I did get the leaves stitched down, and now I am to the point where I need to make some about 12 inches of bias stem, because according to the directions, that's what comes next, the bias stems. and I kind of approximated, and it might be less than 12 inches of bias stem. So that is what I'm going to work on this week. I have a bias tape maker, and a couple of the stems do have some squiggle to them. I could probably get without doing it on bias, but I'm going to give it a try since it's just a short little bit. It won't hurt anything. And if I lose my mind, well, it'll be all right too. And then I need to, after I put on those stems, I need to get the rest of the leaves basted on. And then we can start the pretty flowers and using scraps for the flowers in that beautiful basket. Topic number 4. What is in A7 bin behind my door in the sewing room in West Virginia? I made a couple of these videos ahead of time so that you could see what is in the bins behind the door. And what kind of eye candy is in the bin for A7 on the door? It's in a nice thick bag. Oh look, an Ape Science bag. Nice heavy plastic for that. It's not dusty, it's just that color blue. Let's see. Oh, I see embroidered things. Oh, there it is. A7. Is this, I think this is like 12 blocks to make a quilt. Let it snow for February. And I see I was being funny. Oh, love forever, and then it has my initials and Dan's initials. March, kiss me, I'm Irish. This has disappeared off the Anne the Grand site. I'm sure I have it somewhere on a floppy disk. April, don't put all your eggs in a calico basket. EB, Easter Bunny. Mayflowers bring smiles. Oh, I like those colors. One ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them for June brides. United we stand. Oh, I like that one too. That turned out cute. Make life your picnic. This wasn't an exchange. These are all my fabric. Oh, look at that lace. Looks like it needs a little bit of sunshine. September 2005. Your spouse should be your best friend. Oop, I pulled one too many. Now that block, I don't think I made that block. I just did the embroidery. Don't be a turkey, 2005. One candle can chase away the dark, 12 of 2005. Very nice. A year in quilt blocks. I could put that one together too. A7. Topic number 5. You can see them all together here behind my head. This is all I had done for August. I did the hardest blocks first, which happened to be the travel blocks. Those have the most complicated little pieces. And I did the West Virginia blocks. Those also have the most complicated little pieces. And there's one right there. One Michigan block. That is the easiest block that I have up there. Some of those are very distinct. Like those two on the end. Very, very distinct, and they look very good. Let me show you a little parade of the ones I got done this past week. Topic number 6 is yard sale finds. I'm going to voice over under the pictures because last weekend we hit a couple that were really, really good. And I only have the sewing items pictured. I didn't put on the pictures some of the other things that we bought because, well, I probably should share some of those other things with you, but I forgot to take pictures of them and I already put them away, washed and cleaned and put them away. So let me share you the finds from Saturday. I'll show you the thing that I found that was my favorite. $2 for this antique looking thread basket full of thread. Honey helped me sort it and make sure all of it was viable, useful thread. There were some lovely fabrics. That blue star fabric on top from Joann's, $1/4 for a 3-yard piece. And some beads. You know how I love those seed beads. That actually ended up being a necklace, not just beads. More beads. And look at some of those cute ones in the middle. I especially loved this frog. So funny, so cute. And some jewelry bags in case I decide to make some gifts. Honey was worn out and she was ready to have her sofa back so she could take a good nap. Topic number 7, alphabet quilts. S is for Sadie and S is for Scarlett. Let me roll the video that I made a while ago so that you can see my progress on these panel alphabets. Here it is. I don't know if you remember this panel or not, but I bought 2 of them in hopes of making 2 quilts. I'm going to call one. Oh wait, I'm unfolding here. I'm slow, but I'm unfolding. I'm going to call one of these quilts S is for Sadie, and I'm going to call the other one S is for Scarlett, my granddaughter. And Sadie is my great niece. So I hope they're not watching because that'll let the secret out of the bag. So anyway, I have been organizing for the blocks. I'm going to cut these apart like I did with these blocks. I cut them apart and then joined them back together. I doubt that I will do embroidery around them. The important block is the name block. But I have cut parts and pieces. Let me show you. I have a box, of course, my other panel. So I have parts and pieces, strips, and my plan is to, around each letter, put 3.5 inches of strip. So a 2.5-inch strip plus a 1.5-inch strip. Sometimes some blocks in the corners or in the corner of the 2.5-inch strip based on the letter. So I made you know how I like my charts. I made an alphabet quilt or an alphabet list, and then I started listing fabrics from home as I was cutting them. So I can see which ones I have lots of. Now today, I'm going to be cutting some more fabrics from Michigan. These were all fabrics that I had in West Virginia, and I have some more. I'll probably bring some back on our next trip home and back. But you can see that there are certain letter areas that, sadly lacking. So I have some fabric here to cut. Like Y is yellow. Will be excellent for strips, whatever I can get out of this scrap. And I'll mark it there. C for cheese, because I need a 2.5-inch strip. And I'm making blocks, 2 blocks at a time, one for each of the girls at the same time. So their quilts will be very similar. And I have things like weave for W. And this is goofy looking fabric. There's an alligator on an island. So island, and then some of the other parts of the fabric can be used for strips that have alligators in. And there are other pieces of fabric just like that. And let's see, we have surgeons and nurses or angels, and the word team and children. So I have lots of things I can cut out. Oh, and wait, there's one more. Little houses, because Age is lacking some strips too. So I am going to work on cutting some more things and filling in some gaps. Now, I'm okay with if there's strips of both sizes. I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to have a block. And I even drew out some blocks, like block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, so I would have an idea what I was doing. So I will let you know my progress with this one. It all starts with cutting out the alphabet letters and getting them ready to go, along with all of the strips in the box. Topic number 8, everybody's favorite, viewer contributions. Yay! Diana, you are it this week. Diana said she made several potato chip blocks exactly alike. And I am filming this video early because next week we will be traveling to make sure that the house is still standing in West Virginia. Oh, Simba has left the sewing area and Honey is pestering her. So I better go make sure that Honey doesn't do anything to her. We will see you later. Have a great week. And I am glad that you stopped in. Please comment about what's up in your life and your sewing room. Bye.